I remember getting our score and like falling to the ground. And I was like, there's no way. Like it was like so surreal and I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I remember like hugging them after we competed and it wasn't like you can tell like they just enjoyed each other so much. That's also another like highlight of my like coaching career of just like those moments. Not even the competition, not even the score. It was like watching those kids like completely buy into each other. And some of the hugs that I received and some of the hugs that I witnessed was like so pure.
Welcome to episode number 6 of the Here for Cheer podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's guest is the incredible Kyle Williams. He brings over a decade of experience in the industry. He wears all the hats. He's a highly sought after choreographer at the all-star level, the recreational level, and the school level. He is a gym owner at Ice All-Stars Barrington in Illinois, and he is also the most current head coach of the U.S. National Youth Co-Ed team, also known as YUCO. I am so grateful to call him my friend, both professionally and personally. Welcome to today's show, Kyle Williams.
That intro is everything. I was top tier.
Woo!
I'm living.
Let's go.
So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I can't wait. You
be
have so much experience and so much great knowledge to share. And I'm excited for all of our listeners to get to learn from you today. So to start off, you've been in this industry for a very long time. I want to kick things off, getting to know you. I love to do this with my staff and my athletes in my program. Kind of a highlight, a hardship, and a hero within, your journey of our sport. So starting off, I know you've had a lot of amazing accomplishments. You are a multiple time winner of ICU Worlds, and you most recently claimed a second place title at the summit, which is so great and you should be so proud of. But I want to hear what kind of one of your biggest highlight reel moments are of your time in our sport.
I would definitely say one of the highlights of my career so far would definitely be owning a gym. That piece of it was, and it still is, it's like, it's still unreal. Some days I walk into my gym, I'm like, is this real life? So that piece is very, very exciting.
How about a hardship? Like what's something that you've gone through that maybe people don't realize, that iceberg mentality of they kind of see all this great stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
What's been a hardship of this journey to owning a gym?
Honestly, my hardship has nothing to do with owning a gym. It has to deal with when I was younger. A little fun fact is my mom didn't want me to cheer at all. Like when I growing up, she was like, no, like I played football. My brother played football. Like that's kind of like the trajectory that I was going. And I was like, Mom, like I really like this. My cousin did it. I used to be the football player that's like at the sidelines, like I did like Pop Warner. And I would like turn around and watch the cheerleaders and like learn the cheers. And then it'd be like, Williams, you're up. And I would like go in for my like 6 or 7 plays that you're like required to do, come back and like watch the cheerleaders. So then I would like, I think my next year I was like, I'm not doing this. I like spent a whole year just watching them. And then I like went to a couple practices and she was like, you're not doing this. So I think just that piece of figuring out where I wanted to go in the sport was like really hard at first because just growing up the way we grew up, it was like truly like there was no men in cheerleading at a young age. Like obviously when you get to college and like later in high school, yes, but like I started cheering when I was 13 years old and that just wasn't a thing. So I think that piece was just hard to navigate as a young boy, but also a young Black boy as well. So
yeah. Oh, well, look at you now. I mean, incredible, incredible.
We joke about it. There's times where I like call her and she'll talk. She's like, "How's work? Where are you at this time?" And I'm like, "Remember when you didn't want me to cheer? Like, imagine if I didn't like if I still played football. Like, where would I be? Probably like I would probably still be teaching because I did go to school for teaching, but I probably would still be doing that. But it definitely wasn't like where I thrived or was happy.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you are where you ended up. Okay. And then how about a hero? Who's somebody that you look up to in the industry or that's kind of helped you along your journey and inspired you in that way?
A hero. This is very cliche, but it would definitely be my business partner, Jared. Just our time together, watching, kind of listening to him, what he's gone through, and him listening to me, what I've gone through, but also us being there for each other. He thinks in a different way. that I think a lot of people don't think. And I think as partners, that's what we do well together. Like our brains aren't the same, but we're the same in certain aspects. I learn and will continue to learn a lot from him over the next decade, 20, 30 years from
Yeah,
now.
I'm a
So
huge
he's,
fan of Jared as well. And you guys do make a great team. You know, everything that you
yeah,
do and everything
I,
that you touch turns to gold, and it's really special what you guys have done together.
he's going to listen to this and he's going to be like, how dare you put that out there? But I mean, honestly, if there is, if the, he is the one. He is the
I
one.
love
So
that.
grateful
And
for him.
that's going to mean
Love
so
you,
much to
Jer.
him. Yes, that's great. Okay, let's kind of touch a little bit on choreography. So, you travel and have this incredible job that you get to work with programs of all different abilities and all different types. But what would be some advice we have for teams about to embark on, choreography maybe for the first time? As a choreographer coming in, what is one thing that you wish that they would do to help prepare?
Teach a seat roll.
Yes.
I know, I know it's so minimal,
No, it
but like
is. You use it for
teach,
transitions all the time. Uh-huh.
teach a seat roll. It is like my biggest pet peeve. It's when
Okay.
I'm like, I'm on one side of the floor, like, okay, we're doing da 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 da, and then like go to seat roll. And at some point, we just, as choreographers, like, I'm not doing it full out. Like, it is like write me down roll type of vibe. And like, I will do it, I will do a seat roll, and the other side will look at me like they've never seen this skill before.
Yeah.
And I just go, what is happening? Like,
Oh,
we need
yeah.
left seat rolls, we need right seat rolls, we need forward seat rolls and back seat rolls.
Yep.
I need us to learn how to step seat roll, how to jump seat roll, all the different variations, because it takes, honestly, like it could take like 10 minutes to just teach a kid like how to do it properly with the right counts and speed. So I just wish that like programs found their standard of those small details that like
Yes.
the kids just know. And it starts from like most schools have feeder programs. It starts at the lower level that
Hmm.
travels all the way up to the high school. Um, and I would say all the small transitional things like how we're gonna set our stunts. You know, what are your stunt counts? What are your standard counts? You know, what is your jumper approach? There's schools that I go to and they're like, oh, whatever you want, or the coach is like, whatever you want, and I'm like, no, what are you gonna clean? Like to be honest with you, we shouldn't be working on jumps like jump arm placements at like after
Choreography.
choreography. Like that should be like ahead of time. So like all the kids know it's clap one out, two, three, hit four, five. Not
Hmm.
like, oh well, we did it this way this year and then this way this year. And I'm like, find your standard
Yeah.
across the board when it comes to all those small details.
Yes. And that preparation piece, I think, is huge for just having something, those little details prepared for the choreographer. Okay,
I
so now
agree.
it's choreography weekend. You're there, you're starting to work with the team. What are some things that you kind of wish a coach, an athlete, or a parent could know for that choreography weekend?
For the kids to be open minded for sure. Like being completely open minded, especially if, like your choreographer is new to the school. Like for instance, I was in Rhode Island. Like I worked with one of your teams up there. Like all the kids were open minded, and I was like, oh, okay.
I
But
love
even for the
that.
parents, you know, when it comes to like, I know like typically after choreography, like parent coaches get emails like Susie's not in the front or Susie feels like she's not as a part of the routine. And I always say like whether you're in the front row or the back row, like you are seen,
Hmm.
trust on some stage. It may not be all stages. There's some stages that are flat where I can't see you in the back, but there's some stages where I'm elevated and I can see you. You are always seen. You are a valuable member of the team. So no matter where your position is, whether that's a front spot, back spot, you know, just a tumble girl, or even just a sign girl, like
Hmm.
you are a part of this vision that we are creating.
Yeah.
Um, so I would just like for the parents to continue to have conversations with their kids that they're important no matter what role they fit in, and especially in this world of cheerleading, we have so many different types of athletes. We don't want this sport to get small. We want it to continue to grow. So I just think everyone being open minded and being able to work with all types of different people is going to continue to get our sport to evolve.
I'd say the other one is kind of check on your choreography friends right now this season, right?
Yes,
You
please.
guys have been on the road, and I think just spoiling you all is
Yes.
important. You have long days, a lot of travel, a lot of sacrifices away from family and home and your home gyms or home teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one
I
thing
joke a
for
lot.
me.
I joke a lot and I say it's like bus, club, another club, next place, plane, no sleep, start over. Like that is literally like the summer life. And listen, there's people who do this all year long. Like
Yes.
summer is just not like there's. I mean, I go all the way up until like November, and then I kind of do cleanups come December, January. So like I'm pretty much all year long too. But I know there's some people who like are nonstop. So I definitely think it is important to check on your choreography friends. Like try to, as coaches, I don't want to say like be overly accommodating, but like be open minded of like, hey, like their plane might be delayed or like they might come in tired. They're gonna work,
Hmm.
but like if we can make their job as easy as possible, like let's do that. You know,
Yes.
whatever that looks like. If that's bringing them an extra bottle of water, like, hey, what do you
Yeah.
need? Do you need any snacks? Like those things go a long way
100%.
because the fact that I have to stop at the gas station potentially, like that's an extra 10 minutes that I could be
Yeah.
working with your kids, but I need to get my pick me ups, you know?
Yes.
So just whatever you can do as coaches. A lot of coaches ask me like, "How many teams have you done this year?" And I'm like, can't even count at this point. Honestly, I think if you ask any choreographer, they would not change this job for the world. It is
100%.
truly one of the best jobs. You know,
Hmm.
you do choreography as well. Like it
Yeah,
is so rewarding,
it is.
rewarding in the creating process, but also in the long term of like watching your vision come to life with whatever it looks like, whether it's a winning routine or if it's like, okay, well, this team hit a routine, but you got to see what that looked like, and you get to learn constantly from yourself, from other people. I just truly think this job is one of the best, and
It
I love it.
is. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so now you've finished up choreography and you're leaving this team with, your magic and all the good stuff. What's your advice for them in those next steps as they lead into competition season?
As a choreographer, as a coach, because my coach brain goes to a different place.
Yeah.
My choreography brain, I would definitely say like when it comes to like putting the routines together, is to start slow. I also think it all depends on the type of team you are, whether it's game day or traditional, but also how experienced your team is. Is it more returning? Is it a lot of new kids? Actually, to truly answer the question, is to touch each piece of choreography for that first week. Like, don't just like even if you learn a dance, don't not do the dance until December because you're not going running routines. They're gonna forget that dance, and it's gonna take you longer on the back end to clean it. So like touch each piece, whether it's you practice 5 days a week. Okay, we're doing first half, second half. We're
Mm-hmm.
doing builds. We're doing non-builds. We're doing tumbling. But definitely touch each section of the routine. Record each section. So therefore, your kids can like study and like live in the routine. I know for me, I like to let my like I always say like, let's say if something's not like 100% perfect,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like let it cook, let it cook. It takes a while for the kids to process. If it doesn't come to that vision long term, obviously we can change it. But for the most part, it does. They just need some time.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about gym ownership of ICE. Kind of, you've had huge growth. I've been able to witness and see. And
Mhm.
so let's talk about that, about how you think that growth came about and, what the plans are to continue to kind of maintain that.
So, little backstory. I worked at ICE in 2021, and I coached like quarter season. It was my first time, like since leaving Illinois, because I'm originally from New Jersey, coaching quarter season. Had a great time, and that's when I got the USA opportunity as well. It's like all of it happened like within the week time frame. Crazy. Once Jared and I took over in 2023, we had 27 kids on our first tryout. We like our full season kids were like 27 athletes because the gym kind of went down, and I was like, how are we gonna do this? Like 27 kids, think of it. That's like one team. Like that's like a medium junior four. And we said one thing that we like committed ourselves to was we're having one of every level. We're having a level one, two, three, four, five, no matter what. Our level five, our senior team at the time, we had 3 kids on our team, like not even a full stunt group. And then the next practice, we had like one boy walk in. And we're like, okay, we have a stunt group. Like we're good. We're like, okay, well, we just need to find 3 more people, and then we are at 7 or 8, and we're good. Um, and then like more people started coming, and then more people started coming, and we obviously had crossovers and things like that.
Hmm.
And we went to showcase in November, with 11 people on the floor. So we went from 3 in May to 11 by November. And we were like, okay, like we're running routines. And then by the time we get to January, we had 17. And
Yes.
with the United scoring system, 17 is kind of that like small number, that like perfect number of like
Yes.
you have the tumbling, you have the stunts, like you can do a max stunt and all that. We're like, we're solid. We're good. We'll keep the 17. We will coach it. And we worked our butts off that year. Him and I like had a whole new coaching staff too, like people we've never worked with. So
Mm-hmm.
not only are we training coaches, but we're training kids to like build this champion mindset that, you know, every gym wants to have and every gym has. With what, again, with whatever that looks like, whatever that champion is to you. I always put quotes around that because I feel like champion, like people are like champions to win, but sometimes it's not always about the win. It's about
Yeah.
hitting. It's about, you know, growing, and that's what I call champion. Like whatever that champion mindset is to you. Um, and we ended up at Summit with we didn't take any of our youth teams to that was the first year of the youth summit. We
Yep.
didn't take any of our youth teams. We didn't feel like they were ready. And we didn't want to like spend some of these events are expensive. We didn't
Yeah.
want to spend
Yeah.
thousands of dollars for the families to go there to not having some sort of success. For like youth, we're not going to go, but our level 3, 4, and 5 went to regular summit. And our level 4, we were U18, U16 that year, got fourth at the summit.
That's
And then
amazing.
our senior 5 radar at the time got fourth at the summit, and it was the year of the fourth. That's what
Yeah.
we kept saying.
Okay.
Like year of fourth, like first year taking over, first year like building, fourth place, we'll take it. You ever seen that Bring It
Yeah.
On, like where she's like second place, hell yeah,
Yeah.
like that's very the vibe that we were in. We were so thrilled. Next year we had, I want to say around like 113 of full season kids, so we grew, and I was like, whoa, we went from 27 to 113. That's a big difference. And then went to Summit this year. This summit was like a special summit because we brought the most teams we ever did. We did Youth Summit this past year. And that was just like incredible. Those kids had a great time. And then the year before that, we had Legacy that globed. So like the past 2-3 years have truly been like up and down craziness happening. But our senior 5 didn't end up making finals this year. But then our junior 5 snow ed finished the summit with second place.
That's
That
so
one is
awesome.
like that holds a special place in my heart, and I think a lot of people in our gym it holds a special place. And then seeing us like tied for first on day one, I was like, oh snap! Like this is like that's the reward that you kind of like always waited for as a coach and as a gym owner. That the finals day was super emotional. Obviously, it's like your last time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're never gonna see these people again. Like you're never gonna be with this group of people. You might
Yeah.
be on a new team next year with like a couple of them, but it's not the same. Like you've built
Yep.
this bond. I'm not really an emotional person. Like I'm pretty black and white, and like I was emotional that day. And I was like, oh boy. um, so we go to finals and we hit our routine. It was beautiful. I remember getting our score and like falling to the ground. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Like our point, I think we were 97.6 on day one. And then day two, we were like a 98.4. And like, I was like, how is this possible? Like it was like so surreal. And I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I remember like hugging them after we competed, and it wasn't like you can tell like they just enjoyed each other so much. That's also another um like highlight of my like coaching career of just like those moments. Not even the competition, not even the score. It was like watching those kids like completely buy into each other, and some of the hugs that I received and some of the hugs that I witnessed was like so pure. After that, we ended up getting second. And obviously kids are kids. They were upset and emotional. And I just remember telling them, I was like, listen, at the end of the day, you did everything you that we
Uh-huh.
asked for. You put your heart out there. You trusted the training. You trusted this process. And at the end of the day, like no one can take that from you.
Yes. And put out
I
two
think
days of beautiful cheerleading, which is very hard. The pressure of being in first and then having to come back on day two and mentally handle that load, it's a ton on these athletes.
correct.
And it's a
And
testament to their kind of mental toughness as well.
correct. And after that, like so I remember I said our senior 5 didn't make finals that day. Didn't advance to the next day. So they all came to watch our junior 5 Stow Ed compete. And before Snow Ed even took the floor, like the arena, like the whole like fan section was like going crazy before they walked out. Like singing our music before we walked out because we competed last. So while we were tied for first, we ended up being like the last team to compete in the division. That's also a highlight. Just like
Mm-hmm.
building that gym camaraderie that is so
Yes,
hard. Like it
it
is
is.
very hard. You know, there's kids who are like, I didn't get that opportunity, or you know, I wanted to be on that team, or why
Mm-hmm.
didn't we? Like, there's so many emotions with whatever it is, and like watching that, like really it was truly special.
Okay, so this growth though, this like immense growth, if you had to kind of pinpoint why you think it happened, is it coaching? Is it culture? Is it the athletes getting out and, helping to recruit their friends and people to come and cheer? Like, what do you think it is that kind of helped with that growth?
Every gym you go to, there's great coaches. Every
Mm-hmm.
gym you go to, there's a winning team. Every
Mm-hmm.
every every gym you go, like everyone has that. I will say what separates us is our culture. We have such a strong culture, and our culture is not for everybody. I will be very clear, and I think any gym owner would say like the gym culture that I have is not for everyone. My style is not for everyone. From our youth prep all the way to our world team this year, like everyone is cohesive. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone is communicating, and all of our coaches have, with myself and Jared, like kind of guiding them through, have like found their own style of coaching. And we try to make sure that all of our coaching pairings are kind of like there's like a business and there's like the nurturer and the like small conversation coach. And I'm not a small conversation coach. I'm like a you need to do what I say and this is it. And like there's people who can't process that and need someone to be like, point your toe on 7 or do this and be more specific. Um, we do like team gifts every year and like pretty much every team gets the same thing. There's no special team.
Mm-hmm.
We do like team specific stuff, but we make sure that like from the bottom to the top that everyone feels inclusive, that everyone
Yeah.
has that opportunity. You're gonna need a crossover one day, right? And if everyone is like that family vibe, then anyone is willing to help out at any point. Whether you had an injury and I need to ask a level 1 girl to go to level 2 for a week. If she doesn't feel a part of it and like the families don't feel a part of it, they're gonna be like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah, that's great. And I
So
love that you touched on the personalities of the coaching staff for every team. I think that a lot of gym owners forget that piece, that it's not as easy as just like, well, these two are friends, let's have them coach together. Or,
oh,
like you're very, meticulous about who's doing what and what kind of personality they have that's going to connect differently with all the different kids on a team. And I think that was a really great takeaway as well. And then if you had a piece of advice for a gym owner, a new gym owner starting with 27 kids, aside from just getting every level, even if you only have 3 kids, what would that piece of advice to kind of help somebody who's going through the trenches right now of trying to get started?
that's a tough question. I will say, like, trust your vision. Whatever that vision is. I'm lucky enough to have a vision with my business partner, but if you are like completely solo, like trust your vision, trust your instincts. I will like that piece of like we can do this and like whatever it takes to get there, I'm going to do. Just trust that process because um it will go a long way. And there has been times where the vision got a little blurry for whatever reason. If like you as a person gets defeated and like, dang, this is hard, or
Mm-hmm.
obviously there's a lot of money that goes into like owning a gym and creating that, and you're like, I'm losing money. I don't see the money making just yet. Just continue to trust the vision and push forward because it will pay off on the long run. And at the end of the day, as long as you stay true to yourself and true to your brand, that that is also what's going to attract kids to you and what's going to
Mm-hmm.
attract the families to you and to trust your process. I will say from the beginning of our journey to as owners of ICE is like we've stayed true to our brand and never tried to like do what other people are doing,
Yes.
and obviously this industry is like, oh, I see this team jump this way or I see them tumble and hold their landings this way. Okay, I can take a little bit of that, but for the most part my routine is still us or our
Mm-hmm.
vision is still us. So whatever your mission statement is, and our mission statement is, it's not really a mission statement, but it's like protect what you built. That first year with Radar, that's when we got fourth. Like that's what Jared said in our circle. It's like protect what you built. Like we
Yeah.
built this from 27 to what it is now. Like we are protecting this at all costs. Like
Mm-hmm.
no one's getting in the way of that. No one like at all. So just stay true to your brand.
Yeah.
Because
Goosebumps
it's
with that one. I love it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so
I mean,
proud of you guys.
I
And
remember that circle and like it was yesterday, and I had goosebumps. I was like, whoa, tears, the emotions,
yes.
all the things
Yeah.
that I try to stay away from.
Great. I'm so excited just to see the future for you guys because you've already done so much in such a short time. And yeah, it's what you're doing is making a big difference. And the kids that you coach are super lucky to have you guys leading the way. So, okay, let's start talking about repping that red, white, and blue. You
My favorite color.
go. What was that like to get to, coach and be a part of that experience and a part of that team?
Honestly, like it is still a fever dream. I will like every year, I've coached it for 4 years now. Every year we walk out in ICU and walk in the opening ceremonies for the junior opening ceremonies in the morning. And I'm like, wow, like I am grateful enough to coach the US national team. Like that's what it like all settles in. But honestly, it's been a dream come true. I get lucky enough to coach with some of the best friends and coaches in Illinois. I would honestly say the world if you ask me.
Yeah.
They're incredible. And we all come from so many different styles and so many
Mm-hmm.
different backgrounds. Unlike the cheerleading gym, it's like they work here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a job. Like these are like we're volunteer coaches. Like it's the best of the best. All on one team or two teams that we've had, and it's a great collaborating experience. Kind of like how it all started. I got a Facebook message from Jared, and he was like, "Hey, you got time for a phone call?" And I was like, "Sure, let's do it." Like I had no idea what this is about. And he was like, we have a spot for opening on the youth Kelly team. And I was like, okay, let me call you back. I have to like think about it. So I called one of my bosses at the time and it was like, so I have to like change my schedule a little bit because of course
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'm not going to say no. Like I'm going to figure out a way,
No. Yeah.
that's just the nature of chill. You figure it out. So
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to figure it out. And I've been like a USA fan for years. Like, when he called me and I was like, I'm gonna figure out at all costs how get to do this. And I remember my first practice at Mayor's. We were at Mayor's downtown Chicago. I was like the new guys. I was like watching and like just learning, and it was the week before choreography. So we were doing if we go back to what I talked about choreography, like seat rolls and dive rolls, and
Yeah.
it was like the choreography like basic day, like how are we doing this, figuring out what our standards were. Like I remember I was like, I've never seen us like I literally asked, I was like, why are we doing seat rolls? And they were like, we're prepping for choreography. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm all here for it. Because
Yeah.
as a choreographer, like, I know that's some of my annoyances. So I'm glad we're
Yep.
doing it. But it was very confusing to me at first because I'm like, this is the US national team. Like, we should know how to do a seat roll.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
needed to make sure that everyone knew.
Yep.
Um, and then that was our first year at ICU in 2022. And this is before it was just one day. You only had one chance. And I mean, I guess it's like college-ish, where at college you still get 2 days, but it's still like one competition. Like that's
Yes.
all you get. But it was one day. So we were like training for that one performance. Like all-star, you're like, okay, full out, do another one. Like you got to do 2 days. Like, how are you gonna hit both days type of vibe? Where it was like we just needed one. Um, and there was one showcase we did at Dundee Crown High School, and none of the two lady coaches, Jenny and Murph, couldn't be there. They had something going on, so it was just me and Alex, and we called it the Dad's Day. And we warm up. Warm up was awful, like awful. And then we go to showcase, and instead of doing like a full routine, we did like first half, second half with like we finished the stunt, and then like we like played the music again for them to breathe, and then we like did the second half, and they hit the whole thing, the whole thing.
That's awesome.
And I was like, this is not the team that was in the warm up room.
Yeah.
Like this is not the same team. And every team has that like crazy warm up, but an awesome performance.
Yes.
Like those types of like get the nerves out. But like we were learning them. It was our first time coaching at this like extreme caliber. Like we're repping the red, white, and blue.
Yes.
And they went out there and they hit that performance. And I have a video of like literally the entire coaching staff plus junior co-ed charging the floor, hugging these kids. It
Aw.
was so special. And then ICU happened, and we were the only ones in the division. We were the trendsetters. So I mean, we ended up winning by default, quote unquote. And then the next year was 23. It was tough building up to there because it's like, okay, we
Mm-hmm.
understand now, but we have more kids. We have created a name for ourselves now. The tryout process was like everything was just harder. And then we kind of found our groove, and then we hit in 23 in prelims. It was our first time ever hitting, and that was like we did it,
Yeah.
and that was the first year. It was 2 days. And then we didn't hit in finals. We had one stump ball in finals. And then that's when we went to South Korea, and that's kind of how I
That's
met
how I
you.
joined. Yeah, I
Yeah,
talk about it all the time that it was just the right place at the right time, and some things are just meant to be. And
because you
we were
weren't at
so
was it
grateful.
Nash camp?
You what?
Was it at Nash camp? Were you at Nash camp
No,
or
it was
Infinity camp?
GNS, my last guest
Got
that
it.
just dropped today. Yeah, it was there that Darby's mom, had seen
Shannon.
Kings and said, she's not
I
on a
remember
world's
she.
team. She's eligible. And we're from a small gym. And they're like, would you want to go to South
Uh
Korea? And
huh.
I remember calling my husband and I'm like, we're only going to go to Chicago a couple times. And it ended up being a lot of weekends. And we would not, like I said, trade the experience for
Yeah,
anything. Being able to take off the role of being a coach of Kingsley myself and the gym owner, and always having to be there for everyone else within my program, to just be mom is something that I recommend every gym owner finds a way to do if you
yeah.
are coaching your own child, because it just changed things. The weekends
I feel like
traveling
you
into
guys bonded a
Chicago,
lot together too.
the friends we've made that are still friends to this day as parents, and the friends that Kingsley has made, has been incredible. The appreciation that I always appreciated my coaches that work for me at Northern Lights, but getting to see you and the impact you have on my child as like an outsider, it was a different appreciation
Yeah.
that I'm so grateful for. The way that you touched her life and inspired her and motivated her and made her better, and, instilled so many great qualities in her. So, yes, being a part of the USA family was the best thing I think that could have happened cheer
She was
wise
awesome before she got to me. She was
for
every. I
for
remember
her.
her sensing her. When I first met her, I was like, "You're that good," like
Oh,
legit. I was like, "You're that good," and she's so humble. She's so humble about it. Like I think she knows
she's a
she's
good
good,
girl.
but she's just like, "Whatever you need, whatever
But to
you
be
need."
thrown, to come from a small town and a gym where she was highly talented, and to be thrown into the mix where everybody is
Mouse.
insanely good, was the best thing ever. So that's kind of
Yeah.
that next piece. How do you handle that? Like you're getting some of the best athletes across the country. They're coming from different backgrounds, different coaching styles that they're used to, and then somehow you all get them to buy in, to connect, to be that we over me. And I mean, I don't know how you do it. So can you touch on that a little bit of how you take all of this talent and make it a family?
Yeah, it's honestly it's hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's hard, especially because like on the premier level, like they obviously try out with some groups or partners for co-ed.
Hmm.
And for us, it's like pretty much individual tryouts that we take everyone's individual skills and kind of create this team. I will say one of the hardest things is just the buy-in, and not like everyone knows what they're buying into, but just
Hmm.
the buy-in to like, well, oh, I basket this way at my home gym. Well, that's great. That's not how we basket. So you need to
Hmm.
learn how we basket. Or, continuing to involve skills. Like one year we're doing a hand in hand using the front arm just because of transitional purposes. The next year we're doing it with the back arm. So I need you to
Hmm.
like be able to be versatile. It's truly incredible the what we're able to do with these kids. A lot of them do a lot of studying outside. Like they go back and watch our previous videos and they're like, okay, like this is kind of what we need to do. This is the image. We get a lot of all-star girls who are, all-stars like over the top performers. And in Chicago, we like to say that we're very great performers. But it's kind of toned down a little bit from all-star because it's like
Hmm.
your clean cut image. So it has its ups and downs, but I think just our culture and just instilling the greatness within them that I mean they all come great obviously like they wouldn't make the team without it, but just them buying into each other, building the friendships in practice. We encourage the kids to communicate as much as they can because that's what's going to get them to like be comfortable with each other. That's important. It's important to us as coaches, but also to their futures. Is you never know when you have to like step in and be ready to go or learn a routine the night before. So all the different challenges of what our process is like, I feel like it makes them leave being so much more prepared with like the rest of the cheer world.
Yeah. And I think you do such a phenomenal job of building leaders within, of taking those newbies under their wing and, and really like understanding their role of being the leader and setting the example. You do a great job at that as well, I think.
Kingsley, for one, this year. Like obviously, we coached her for South Korea, brand new, very quiet, did her job, went home. The next year she came back, she was like, oh, still kind of newish, but like started to talk a little bit more. Then this year in 2025, I was like, oh, she's like in her element now. It was like, oh, I'm the new girl, and now she's like was no longer the new girl. She was our only returning top girl, and it was like, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna be a leader, and I think it kind of like watching her. Like I watched her for essentially 2 years
Mm-hmm.
grow through that process as a human was truly special to watch because they always come in quiet. They always. It's like, national team, like, I don't know, I'm not going to speak. I'm going to listen. I'm going to, like, that's just kind of,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that's probably the conversations parents are having as they're, because I walk into the gym, like, do your best, like, keep your, like, be respectful, all the different things. So
Uh-huh.
that pretty much to them is like, let me not say anything. And then you watch them grow and become their personality. And Kingsley's hilarious. I think you know that.
she's
Um, hu-
she's a good
hilarious.
kid.
But watching her this year, like, grow to be that leader and to speak up, and it was truly special to watch. And even at ICU this year, her back started hurting in the warm up room, and I was like, okay, like our like main top girl is like her. I pulled her over. I was like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'll be fine. And I was like, are you sure? And like you can tell she like started to have that doubt, like a little like sprained ankle. Like you can still compete on that. Like you just need to push through, ice it later, you'll be fine. Wrap it up, tape it up.
Yep.
But her still keeping that leadership role within her pain that she was experiencing was like, what? Like, I've never seen that.
Well, and
And I was like,
it also goes back to like her trust in you and that you
yeah,
develop those relationships with your athletes, that they know that you expect the very best of them at all times. And
correct.
but that at the end of the day, you are somebody that cares about them, that they can trust to make those decisions for them, to know
Yeah.
like, well, I'm doing this, I got it. And yeah,
And I told
it's
her,
important.
I said, it was like right before we like competed. I said, don't do a whip tuck, do a ran off handspring tuck. Like, we don't need to score.
Yeah.
Like, just do a whip tuck. I want you to be safe. I want you to be clean. What did the girl do?
She threw it
A
anyway.
whip tuck.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
and I remember like watching her in the pyramid, and she ate down, and I was like, that's a trooper. Obviously I wish she would have listened to me, but that's someone that's like, I'm not gonna let my team down. Like, I can do this. And then after I was like, how's your bag? She's like, oh, I'm fine. I was like, okay.
Oh, King, she's
But
funny.
within all
Yeah.
of that, I think the biggest thing is like she kept her leadership. She stayed true to herself. She didn't like use that as like, okay, now I'm going to be quiet because I'm experiencing a little pain, or I'm not like 100%. I
Yep.
might be 95, but I'm still going to be 100% for everyone else around me. Asking for what you need within your teammates, whether that is, I need an extra pat on the back before this section, or I need more verbal cues, or I need someone to just scream. I hear it all the time, like, just scream during my pass, like, and that person's fine. I think that is something that we look for within athletes and coachable athletes with the national team, especially at the younger age.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're not working with kids who've been doing this for 20 years. We're working with kids who've maybe been training for 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm asking you to go out pretty much at the ICU, closest to the Olympic stage you'll get for cheerleading, and be perfect. So, and I think with a young age, and that's a lot. It's definitely rewarding. I think the kids learn so much from this process that they carry with them back to their home gyms or their home teams at high school. And you know, it's
Yeah.
it's forever ending cycle.
It is. It's something special forever. I know she's so sad to be aged out, and I am sad too. We loved our
I know.
experience and everything you gave. Okay, so let's
It
talk
was
a little
great.
bit about the selection process. And now it's just seemed that as the kind of hype of this has grown and as you become more well known,
Hmm.
there's more and more people. People are flying in from
Everywhere.
California, from all across the country to, hopefully make this dream team of theirs. How hard is that selection process of having incredible kids that I'm sure you're having to turn away that are amazing? Yeah.
It's very hard because it's not that not everyone's for the team. If I could have a team of 50 people, I would I would probably take half the tryout.
Hmm.
Um we have to take into account, especially for co-ed, like our co-ed skills. Obviously I'm gonna have boys that are 14 years old. Most boys don't start to co-ed till they're in high school. So I'm just hopefully hopeful that this eighth grade boy can throw this girl. There's so many like different like ebbs and flows that goes into that process. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for baskets. I'm looking for flexibility. I'm looking for coachability from our top people. For bases, I'm looking for fast hands. I'm looking for um, how technical are you? Are you just like someone who can spin a foot or someone who's like technical with spinning a foot?
Mm-hmm.
You're also taking into account all the tumbling. So there's so many different layers to building these teams. Like I have someone like Kingsley come back who's kind of like she can do it out. She can do everything. She's flexible. She can fly. She's great, like elite tumbling for what we need. So okay, like that's one spot. Now, do I need another elite tumbler if I already have a super elite tumbler? Maybe not. Maybe I can take someone with a little bit less tumbling that's a little bit smaller. Like you're not filming a team of 8, you're filming a team of 32 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
Like 24 is the mat number, but 32 is like what we can take. And I want to make sure that we're building around everyone's abilities. Maybe the tumbler or this back spot doesn't tumble, but she's a great back spot, and I can afford to not have a tumbler on the team. And you kind of like all star, like you look at your numbers and like what can you take? Do I need more muscle? Do I need less muscle? Do I need
Mm-hmm.
more trick tumblers? Like there's so many different layers. It's just execution, technique. And if there was any advice I would give to any kid is to be versatile. You need to be able to adapt that. There's been several people that we've like made like that were top girls for us. We've made bases just
Mm-hmm.
because there's a 12-year-old that walks in that's just as good as you, but you have the tumbling and I don't want to turn you away. So are you able to try this? And if they're like,
Yes.
yes, then okay, you're open minded. Like that's definitely you get an extra gold star. If you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm not open to it, and with whatever it is, and we're willing to teach anything to anyone. I look
Yep.
at a lot of our kids and I'm like, we've taught them probably 95% of skills. There's some kids who come in who have done those skills before, but never done them with these group of people who are new to learning these skills. So you
Mm-hmm.
haven't done it either at this point. So we're teaching you how to do all the different things. So just being able to be coachable and to listen and to be adaptable, those things just go a very long way, especially on the youth age.
Yeah. No, that's great advice for anyone interested, in doing those things. Okay, so I always love to have you kind of put into the universe some of your goals that you have, or like what is something that Kyle Williams is looking to do in, these next couple of years, whether it be personally, whether it be something with ice, what's kind of looking ahead for you?
Okay. So personally, I would like to like do choreography, and for one of my teams to like win Worlds or Summit as like a
Okay.
choreographer. I think that would go like a very long way. For me, it would kind of like, I don't want to say prove to myself because I know I'm good at my job,
Yes,
but
you
that would
are.
just kind of be like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Like we did it. And, there's routines that, I mean, there's again, choreographers that do routines. It's like, oh, that choreographer's always winning. And I'm like, good for you. I want to win too, with whatever that
Mm-hmm.
looks like.
Yes.
That definitely something that as a personal goal of mine. As a coaching goal, I would love to bring another globe home to our gym. We
Yeah.
have one. We have a bronze world's globe from 2023 large co-ed, or 2024 large co-ed. I would love to bring another one home.
Yes.
Another one that
Yeah.
would be really special. Um, and
Well, I
I
don't
just
think
want to,
those dreams are out of reach for you.
yeah, I want to win some summit titles as a coach too.
Yep.
I want to win it all. I want to win it
Yes.
all.
No, I
I'm
know. You
greedy.
gotta have stuff to look forward to and be excited about and dreams. And I don't think you ever stop dreaming and wanting to pursue and keep doing more. So I'm rooting
No,
you on
yeah,
every step of the way.
yeah.
But you have brought so many valuable things to today's show, from the choreography tips and tricks. Everybody better be working on those seat rolls. And to, just being a gym owner and starting small and building something really incredible, and all of those takeaways. And then just your experience with the U.S. national team and the impact you've had there is incredible. And you do it all. And I'm so proud of you and so lucky to know you and be a huge fan of you. And I appreciate you taking out of your time out of your day to be on the show today. So
Thank you for having me.
thank
I
you
had
so
a great
much.
time.